Guys, we'll be starting in a few minutes. We have told him to join at 8, so we will get him in at 8 o'clock, guys. So make sure you stay tuned. But if you have got any more questions, guys, make sure you get them in, because we've got around 17 questions to get through with Tafazolli. We've got a whole hour to do it. But if you've got any questions, guys, or if you want to come in quick, please do. I'm sure we can get them down quick enough. Guys, sorry to keep everyone waiting. We'll have to get in 1 minute. I'm just trying to get up the last questions quick before we get him in. Been focusing on questions all day. Still after done it all. As soon as it hits 8, guys, we'll get him straight in and get on with this. A lot of questions to get through, and a lot of you have been waiting for this. Right. Pretty sure it's the same. Yes, we got. Oh, it's not. Oh. Right. Here we go, guys. Let's get Tafazolli in here. Hello, mate.
Hi, mate. How's things? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. What about yourself?
Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad. Good
Yeah.
to be on here.
Thank you for obviously giving your time up as well.
No, not a problem. It's been long overdue, hasn't it? So,
Yeah. How's your day been, mate?
yeah, it's been good, mate. It's been good. I literally just got back from the gym now. So I'm just at home chilling, getting ready for this game on Saturday. Big one.
Exactly. Yeah. What do you think about going into this game then? It'll be a tough one.
Yeah, I think they're in good form, aren't they, Derby? So it will be tough, mate. Derby away, no matter what league they're in, what position they are on the table, it's always going to be tough. Um, but we'll just go there and just try and perform well and focus on performance. Hopefully, get the 3 points.
Are you travelling with them?
Am I travelling up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be travelling tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, that's right then.
Yeah, that's good.
So I thought I'd get straight into it then with you. Obviously,
Yeah, no problem.
the first one is what made you want to join Wycombe?
Um, so at the time I was at Hull,
Yeah.
and we just got relegated to League One. Wycombe got promoted to the Championship,
Yeah.
and I played like a handful of games at Hull and whatnot. When I joined there, they kind of had their team they kind of had their centre back partnership already established. I joined a little bit late into pre-season, and the guy in my position, like left side, centre back, he actually was just like in really really good form for
Yeah,
the first half of the season. So didn't get like too many games under my belt, maybe only like 20 or so. And then Gareth Ainsworth at the time showed a little bit of interest upon you guys getting promoted. And I thought, yeah, like I really would like to go and challenge myself in the championship, try and get a full season under my belt.
yeah,
It would be good if I. He said like you'll come in, you'll play games. We've got um, Darius Charles and Anthony Stewart at the back of the minute, but the three of you are going to be competing to play. And then unfortunately against Swansea, I remember I like intercepted a pass, Swansea at home, and rolled my ankle on the ball, and that put me out for like. I rushed the injury back,
yeah,
tried to get back quicker than I should have, and then I was literally, I was literally, I was just looking at the listeners. I was literally out for like a couple of months of that, and then managed to just play like a fair share of games towards the back end of the season, and then devastatingly we got relegated, didn't we? So
yeah.
I know, man, that was a
Obviously,
that was a
how do you deal?
terrible time.
How do you deal with a team getting relegated by yourself?
Do you know what it was? It was heartbreaking because I felt like we finally found our feet at that level, but it was
Yeah,
just a little bit. It was just too little, too late. Um, and that was kind of like demonstrated in the Middlesbrough away performance right at the end of the season when we won 3-0. I genuinely felt like at home at that time we could have beaten anyone in the championship. We would have given anyone like a run for their money. It's just it took us a while to adjust and adapt to the level. Do you remember the first 7 games? I think like we didn't pick up any
no,
points,
we
or
didn't know.
we may have picked up like 1 point or something crazy like
We
that.
got a draw in one game.
Yeah, during one game, and I think like I remember the manager at the time. He had like back surgery. Dobbo took over for a while, and we got our first couple of wins, and that kind of like gave us that belief that we needed to then go on to have a good season. But I really do think like the first 7 games is what let us down that year.
Yeah,
If there was more time, I do think like the form we were in, because we were in good form
yeah,
towards the
we
back end
was.
of the season. We would have survived if it was I know it sounds stupid, but if the season was a little bit longer.
Yeah, or if the Derby situation happened.
Yeah, of course. That was well, obviously out of our hands, and
Yeah,
sometimes you need that little bit of luck, and that could have changed, where we are right now. But it wasn't to be. But I was confident that we would bounce back up with the team we had. I was like, all right, going to League One, and I remember coming back down from the Championship.
yeah,
When you get used to playing at that level, and then you come down to League One. I remember like we were like, yeah, like we're gonna do well here. Like we all found the level relatively easy in comparison to the Championship, and I was confident we would bounce back up. But obviously, that wasn't to be as well, and we found ourselves in League One still at the minute.
yeah. And I think this season we can say we haven't had the best season, but
Yeah,
we're gonna have one of these seasons because we've been up there now for the last few seasons, and I think it's just gonna be one
yeah.
of these seasons where we're just gonna be around the midway table, don't you?
Do you know what, mate? Like, I understand like why you think that, because obviously the results of late haven't been
Yeah,
great. But I'm always like full of belief, and I think there's nothing stopping us from going on like a good run of um of of wins, and actually climbing the table. You know how it is. You string 4 or 5 wins together, and
yeah,
you finally find yourself rocketing up the table, and your ambitions for the season change and whatnot. But in house, like we're confident we'll turn it around, mate.
yeah. And obviously back to the question of joining Wycombe. What was your first impressions of Wycombe when you joined them?
Do you know what, mate? So I came from Hull, and obviously Hull are a big club in the Championship. But I would say like Wycombe was a lot more intense in terms of the training.
Yeah,
The facilities were great. So obviously every day we go to training, and we're all kind of situated in a big. It's like a big complex. So we're all in and around a gym from the moment we get there to the moment we get home. So all the boys are on it. We all train hard and do our extras and whatnot. And I hadn't really seen that throughout my career. Like people would usually get to training at 10 and be home by like sort of one, half one. But here it's very much, you get in at like half eight sometimes, maybe even earlier, and you leave 4:30. So the effort and the application was something that was like really, really impressive, and it's been that way um, since I joined.
Yeah. Um, obviously, what as a player, what motivates you to come into training, get prep? Obviously, with your injury as well, what motivates you a lot?
Um, I would just say the success of the game.
Yeah,
Everyone wants to play as high as they possibly can, and the only way you're going to get there is by working hard. At the end of the day, I think every day we get into training, we just try and think, look, let's just try and be the hardest working team in the league, and good things will come our way. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, and lately we haven't had that luck that we would have got probably previously. Um, we can just continue doing what we're doing, and I'm confident we'll turn it around, and we'll be good.
yeah, and obviously you haven't had the best. Being injured a few times. So my
Yeah,
question is, how would you cope with setbacks with injuries? Because I know you're not injuring now, but do you know what I mean?
yeah. I would just say like when you get injured, don't get demotivated,
Yeah,
and lose focus on what you set out to try and achieve, because it's easy when you get told, all right, you're going to be out for 8 weeks, to just take your foot off the pedal and maybe like relax for the first 5 days, week or so, give yourself a bit of time off. Like um, an easy one would be just to start eating shit food or whatever, and then um, you come back worse off than the position you were in before. I think if you're able to, like try and use that time to even to improve even more.
yeah,
So when you do come back, you're ready and you're in better shape than you were when you were before your injury. I think that's the only way you can really look at it.
yeah. And obviously, going to your career now, what was the biggest obstacle you have to overcome in your career as a player?
I'd say probably getting let go by Southampton.
Mm,
That was tough. Like um, when I got released, we were just in the championship, and we just got promoted to the championship,
yeah,
and so it was like you've got released from a League One club. Um, where do you kind of go from there? But at the time, in reality, Southampton was probably like a Premier League sort of academy. I got my pro contract and was, part of the reserves or whatever.
yeah,
Had a couple of offers on the table. And I remember at the time they were just, I think the only offer I had, real concrete offer I had, was from Bradford City, and it was like £150 a week
wow,
and I had to live in a hotel. So it was like £600 a month where I had to pay for my own food and stuff, live like 4.5 hours from home. It just wasn't doable.
yeah,
And then nothing else really popped up, and I just found myself sort of training in the park every day alone, just doing like 2 3 sessions a day by myself. But I always had this like belief that something would come up. And looking back on it now, it's probably like quite naive to think like that, because a lot of people, when they find themselves in that position, just end up kind of like falling away.
yeah,
And I just got so lucky one day. I just called Mansfield like off my own back, and then I rocked up at the training ground, did one session with him, and the manager was like, "Yeah, we want to sign you,"
wow,
and then I never looked back.
wow. That is impressive after one training session.
Yeah. I think they were going for a tricky spell. Like they had ambitions to get promoted, and they found themselves like near the foot of the table. And he just saw this like 6'4" centre back who would head it and kick it for him. So he was like, yeah, we'll take a punt on him, left footed, young. Um, and then we ended up getting promoted that season, so it worked out really well.
Yeah, and obviously, as you're a defender, have you got any advice for aspiring defenders like you, or that want to be
Is
like
that
you?
is that like centre backs in particular?
It could be any. So yeah, I'll go centre back.
Yeah, I'll say for a centre back, like in the English game, especially if you're playing non-league at the minute or grassroots football, whatever it might be, if you can really work on being good in the air and actually like having a half decent distribution, you'll put yourself in good stead to have a good career because if anyone comes down to watch you, like any scouts or any managers, the first thing they will look at in the English game is like, what's he like in the air and what's he like on the ball. That's pretty much like putting it simply. If you're able to master them two things, you will probably go on to have a good career.
Yeah. Um, Let me get another one up.
Yeah, no problem.
So this one came in from someone, and I don't know if you want to answer. Well, who's the most underrated player at Wycombe?
Currently,
Yeah, currently.
ooh, underrated. It's a tricky one.
There's a lot of good
Um,
underrated ones.
I'd say like from what I've seen, like a lot of the lads do get praise from the
Mm.
fans. I wouldn't say like anyone's like particularly underrated. I'm just trying to go through the squad now. Obviously, we've not seen a lot of some of the players who joined the season due to injury and whatnot, so
Yeah.
they might surprise a few. Um, in my time, I don't. It'd probably be easier for me to like pick someone like during like throughout the time I've been at Wycombe, someone
Okay.
who's like left the club now. I think Curtis Thompson was maybe underrated. You know, he didn't really have social media and stuff. The fans may not have like got to know his personality as well. I don't know because he was obviously there from before I joined, but he
Yeah.
was someone who would do like a lot of the dirty work that may have gone unnoticed at times. Maybe um, he was like, and then that championship season, I know when it got to like the player of the season um, voting, he
Yeah.
was he received a lot of votes from a lot of the lads. So maybe Curtis Thompson
Okay. Yeah.
from my time here. I don't know about the current squad though. Mate, I'll have a little think and maybe come back to that one.
Yeah. Obviously, in training with Matt Bloomfield, is it an intense? Does he like to be intense in his training, or like not?
Yeah, yeah. I would say it's very intense, very detailed. We've got a really good coach as well who
Yeah.
is the gaffer's number two. Um, like the training is probably like the best training I've had. To be honest, one of the best training sessions, one of the best trainings that I've been through. So, um, training wise, yeah, it's actually really good.
Yeah. And obviously, people say about the facilities. What do you think of the facilities at Wycombe? Obviously, the training ground, because
Yeah,
people say it's
yeah,
not.
we've got everything we need. Like
Yeah.
the gym's actually top class. Like
Yeah, it is.
some of the equipment's maybe seen as a little bit old school, but I quite like that. We've got like like I don't they're not blow up jacuzzis and hot tubs, but they're kind of like portable
Oh yeah.
jacuzzis, ice baths for the boys. Like the pitches are good. We've got two good pitches in comparison to like a lot of other um, clubs in League One. Like we're kind of lucky. I know like the weather lately's not been great, so
Yeah.
it sometimes does put a little bit of a spanner in the works. But I know that, for example, Bolton, like, you know how like when teams travel away, they use other
Yeah.
teams' training grounds. I think
Yeah.
Bolton trained at ours maybe recently, and them boys there were like, "Wow, your pitches are like Wembley compared to ours." So yeah, like the facilities are really good, mate. Like I can't complain. I'm not really too fussy in that way,
Yeah.
anyway. Like um, I know sometimes you get like players in other change rooms who come in and might complain about this or that. But here at Wickham, no, I think it's more than good enough.
Yeah. Obviously, going back to when you first started at football, who was your football idol growing up?
I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'd probably say like Thierry Henry,
Uh,
Patrick Vieira back in the day. Always like watching John Terry as a centre half. But if I had to put it down to one, I'd probably say Henry.
okay. Did you
Yeah.
always want to be a defender, or did you have other options that you?
Nah, nah. I don't think. Do you know? I don't actually think many defenders start out by playing at the back. I think you kind of get shifted back there.
Yeah.
I started out like centre mids. I was even playing left wing when I was younger, believe it or not. Up until the age of 11, 12, I was like pretty quick and whatever. And then because of my height, and I was left footed. One of my coaches when I was 14 was like, "We're going to put you at centre half, put me at centre back, and then that's it, mate. Once you get put back there, there's no way of finding yourself further up the pitch anymore. You're kind of stuck there." So, yeah, I've been a centre half ever since.
Yeah. Obviously. going to some games now, how would you handle the pressure of a big game?
I don't know. Like for me now, obviously having played so many games, being the age that I am, um, you kind of don't feel the pressure anymore.
Yeah,
And sometimes I've actually said like, on YouTube or whatever like that. I don't actually like it when I'm not feeling that pressure. I prefer to feel a little bit of pressure. It
yeah,
kind of makes me think about the game even more, and then you've got that nervous energy going into the game. But I would say, it may sound a little bit cliche, but just by doing things like practicing like breath work and
yeah,
like mindfulness, meditation, things like that, doing as much like getting a confidence out of knowing that you've done as much preparation as you can for the game. So everything you've done, sorry mate, someone just messaged me. Everything you've done in preparation to the game, that that's all you could have done. So when it does come around to game time, um, you've given everything you possibly can lead up to it. So
yeah,
I think that's the only way I'd say. Really, it's when I think it's when you fail to prepare. That's when you start to feel the pressure more because you're
yeah,
worried about things going wrong.
yeah.
But if you're confident going into it and you know you've done the work, you should be all right.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing that happened with me when I played football. For my local,
Yeah,
we wasn't meant to be in the final, and also we got a text saying he was in the final. So it's like 30 minutes
serious.
there and everything. So it
Yeah,
was
yeah, yes. And that's what I mean. Like sometimes you just got to make sure that you're ready because
exactly,
when you're not, that's when you get caught out.
exactly. Oh, let me find if so. Someone has said everyone says Wycombe is different, but in what
Mm.
ways does it separate from other clubs?
I'd just say there's just more of a togetherness than at other clubs, more of that sort of family-like culture. Everyone's got everyone's back. Um, and I think when you join a club, you have to make sure that you buy into that. And
Yeah,
I don't think the club would recruit anyone who's not willing to buy into that. Like
yeah,
any individuals who are just there for themselves. Um, and that's pretty much how I'd say, Wycombe are different. And I think a lot of that stems from back in the day, maybe Wycombe were always seen as like a smaller club, sort of the more underdogs in the fight, and they would get results through this togetherness or whatever. Um, but now, like we've got really good players and whatnot, and we've still got that family culture. Um, and when you mesh the two, like it should be a recipe for good results in the future.
yeah. And also, I should have asked this first. What would you be if you wasn't a footballer?
So when I got released from Southampton,
Yeah,
like, I actually did really well in school, and I did a law degree part
yeah.
time with the Open University over like 6 years. So I'd probably have just gone down the academic route, gone to university, and then done something off of the back of that.
Okay, yeah. Let's look at um. How? So another question is from someone as well is how would you keep yourself motivated during challenging times or slumps in form?
I think you've just got to have that. If you've got that belief in yourself,
Yeah,
that true belief in yourself, you won't let things distract you, and that way you'll stay motivated. Because I always say to like, especially younger lads that are coming through, like motivation is something that runs out. So I don't really like to use that word too often. You know how, for example, you might watch an YouTube video or like to put it into football.
oh, you're cutting out a bit. I don't know if anyone else can hear him, but it seems like Tafa's cut out.
I'm making you
Oh
me.
yeah, you're back now. Yeah, you're back.
Sorry, yeah, I don't know if my internet's been a bit dodgy today. If I cut out again, let me
Yeah,
know.
no problem, mate.
No, I was just saying, like I don't really like to use the word motivation like too often because I say to some of the younger lads that are coming through and stuff that motivation is something that runs out quickly. You know how one day you could watch like an inspiring movie
Yeah,
or like to put into football context like a documentary on Cristiano Ronaldo where he's doing multiple sessions a day, and then you think, all right, tomorrow I'm going to be on it,
Yeah.
and then you go to the gym, you train, you eat well, and that's motivation, and that kind of lasts for like 2 or 3 days, and then runs out quickly. But if you have that belief in yourself that you're going to actually get somewhere in life, that motivation will never dry up.
Mm.
So you'll consistently turn up every day, and won't let yourself down.
Yeah. Um. Oh, moving on to the next one. What has been your? I don't know. What has been your most favorite moment as a player?
Favorite moment as a player?
This can be at any club or.
Do you know what? Probably scoring that goal against MK Dons. That was that's got to be up there. Um,
Yeah.
I remember we were. I think we were drawing. Or I think we were drawing 0-0 with Aston Villa at the time in the FA Cup third round, and I scored a header when John Terry was playing for Aston Villa from a corner. That was good
Yeah.
as well. Um, but yeah, I'll say the MK Dons one, the MK Dons goal.
Yeah, I must say that did get a lot of views on my TikTok as well, which I'll take that.
Did it?
Um,
Yeah, that was really
what
enjoyable.
was going through your head, obviously, once you scored it, and because I guess in that kind of game, it's such a big moment to score it as well.
Mate, I was just buzzing. Like, it's a semi-final of the playoffs, and obviously they were like in
Yeah.
great form. We were in good form. We were in good form as well. But I think like in the first half, they had like all their patterns of play coming
Mm.
out, and I thought like, oh, this could be tricky. Like, we need a goal here. And then we'd worked on it the day before. I can remember it to this day. Like, I think they had like three players in the zones who don't actually pick up. And at the time, I think the gaffer just said to me, "Look, when we get a corner, I want you to just make sure you get across the
Yeah.
middleman in the zone, and if the delivery's right, he won't be able to out jump you because you'll get a sort of like a run on
Yeah.
him." And literally, yeah, the delivery was perfect. Got across him and just managed to glance it into the far post.
Yeah. And
And do you know what? Maybe actually a better feeling was actually when the full time whistle
mm,
went against in the
I was about to
second
say
leg.
that. Yeah. How did it feel once that was?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I would say that feeling, because then it was kind of like, yes, like it's actually over. Like, we're going to Wembley now.
Yeah.
There's just one more hurdle left. Um, and you obviously will remember how that
Yeah. I
game
was
was. It
there.
was just wave after wave of
Was you
attack,
nervous at any
and
point?
we were just, mate, like, they started so quick out of the blocks, and the first like 5 or 10 minutes, I was just like, this can't continue like this. Like, they're gonna blow up soon. But they just kept coming and coming, and they pinned us back, and we were just like, there was just blocks and
Yeah.
whatnot. And that game, like, it seemed like the longest game ever. And then, like, I can actually, like, in contrast to that, the worst experience of my life was of my football career was probably losing at Wembley.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I still get kind of like, for a week or two after that, I was in such a bad way. Like, I was so devastated that we'd lost, and that game, looking back on it, it's just like a massive blur.
Mm.
Like, I remember the first half, totally opposite to MK Dons. Obviously, we went 1-0 down, and it just flew by, and I was like, where is this game just gone?
Exactly.
Like, it's just. I remember going into it, like, saying to the lads, let's just have no regrets here. Give it everything. Just don't
Mm.
come off the pitch feeling any sort of regret. And then I couldn't help but just feel regretful after that game, because it felt like it had just flown by, and we never really got going.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was weird. Like, and that was towards the end of the season. I remember my girlfriend got me Coldplay tickets at Wembley, maybe like 3 or 4 months later. And I remember walking down towards Wembley Arch, and it was just like a horrible feeling going back there
But
after we'd
I guess
lost.
in them playoffs, I think it really showed in that second leg why MK Dons were really up there, and you could tell that they should have been up there and more, but they wasn't. And I guess the best team won on the day. Um,
Yeah,
but
I
how
know,
how
mate,
was the
I
travel
know.
up there? Was you feeling excited for the second leg, or was you all like just listening to music?
Nah, going up to MK Dons. Do you know what? To be honest with you, I can't actually remember how it
Yeah,
was before the game. I just know that we went in with a two-goal
mm,
lead, and I would have had in my mind like if they score, this could get tricky.
yeah,
And do you know what? Being honest, I do think if they had scored another one,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if we would have won that game
yeah,
because going into extra time, they would have had that momentum. And I know, like anyone who supports MK Dons or probably any of the MK Dons players felt like they they should have won that game by more than 1-0. But it was just, we at that time things were going for us, and we were good at like we got to a point where we were good at seeing games out and staying resolute.
yeah,
And especially like if we took the lead, so was that? I know we didn't take the lead in the second leg, but overall, the aggregate score we were winning. When we went 1-0 up at that during that period of time. I always knew that we wouldn't lose the
yeah,
game because we were so good at grinding games out.
yeah. And I guess it didn't happen in the final, but I guess we go again. Um, but
Yeah, mate, 100%, hundred
what
percent.
are your goals for the remainder of the season? A personal one and obviously a team goal.
I'd say like personally, it's just to try and play the best football that I've
Yeah,
played since I've been at the club. That's just like that's my main focus. Um, and I know like in hand that's going to obviously help the team performance wise and results
yeah,
wise. And then team wise, I don't like. Obviously, we have our ambitions, and we kind of like keep them in house. And it would probably sound like a bit stupid or naive of me to say like, we want to we're going for
yeah,
promotion now when form hasn't been great. So at the minute, we're just gonna take each game as it comes, focus on that next game, and just try and pick up 3 points, 3 points, 3 points without looking too far ahead. And then before you know it, we can look back and be like, oh, look, we've picked up 15 out of the last 18 points available. And we're all of a sudden, in a much better position in the table. And I think that's the way we've got to look at things right now.
yeah. And hopefully, results can turn and come in favour of us, and we can get back up to where we should be.
100%, mate,
And I
100%.
think all we've got to do is just keep faith in Matt Bloomfield, and hopefully, it starts turning around soon.
Yeah, million percent it will. Million percent it will.
How
Like
would you feel?
it's obviously early days in the gaffer's career, and that's how
Yeah,
that's how it is sometimes. Like you look at like Fergie and stuff, and I said like when the gaffer got the job that he's going to be an incredible manager because he's got everything that you need, and it's like kind of like blew us all away. Like how good he actually is. It's just sometimes you need a little bit of luck, like with injuries
yeah,
and decisions and whatnot. But it's just a matter of time because we've got like an amazing manager and an amazing coach as well. So it's just impossible for things not to go well
yeah.
here.
How did it feel when Matt Bloomfield obviously came back? Did it feel good?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Really good feeling. It was like more a sense of relief because we lost obviously Ainsworth at the
Yeah,
time, and as a player, you just start thinking like who could come in here, who's going to fit the mold, and like take on a mantle. Who like apart from people that are in house, no one really knows what we're
mm,
about. So when I saw the manager walk through the door, it was just like it was such a good feeling at the time, and I thought, yes, like this is perfect. This is just a match made in heaven. He's obviously done a little bit of work at Colchester, and now he's come to us. This is going to be amazing, but you need time. You need time to instill your ideas and implement different things, and especially with a new group of players and stuff, it does take time. But once it starts coming, once it all kicks in, good wins and really good performances, they'll start coming around like London buses, and hopefully we'll start climbing that
yeah. As I
table.
said, I think we've got to give it about a few seasons for Matt Bloomfield to start kicking off. But once he does, I think we could very much be up there
Yeah,
one season. But obviously,
100%.
this is a question for YouTube. Is there going to be a matchday vlog soon?
Yeah, do you know what, mate? Like, it's a lot easier to do the YouTube and the matchday vlogs when we're winning
Exactly.
games. When obviously you're going through a tricky spell, it's harder to like get out of the camera and record and whatnot because it's kind of seen as a little bit. It's kind of seen a little bit. in the way of like a little bit taboo. Like you shouldn't be doing YouTube. You should be focusing on football.
Yeah.
But anyone knows like my personality would know that I've never let like some anything in the world affect what I'm
Yeah.
going to be doing on a Saturday. So I just trying to lay low for a little bit. Hopefully, start picking up results, and then maybe, and I'll resume that after
Yeah,
then.
so this is a message, a question from Jolo Torre on Twitter, and he said,
Yeah.
"Would you rather fight 10 duck-sized bears or 100 mayonnaise jar-sized ducks?"
Would you rather fight 10 dock-sized bears or 100 mayonnaise jar-sized ducks? Ah, that's an easy one. 10 duck-sized bears.
You said it's your thoughts. Why?
10 duck-sized bears is a that's a no-brainer, surely.
Yeah, it's a question that's
100
been asked.
mayonnaise
But we'll
jar-sized
see if
ducks. Yeah, I don't fancy fighting all them ducks. That'd be tricky.
what was obviously I don't know if I've asked it, but what was your lowest point in your career? That
Apart from getting
yeah,
released by
yeah.
Southampton.
Apart from that, if you've got
Oh yeah, no. Do you know what? Do you know what was lower than that? Not winning at Wembley.
mm,
Not winning at Wembley was the lowest point of my career because I knew getting back to the Championship would be a different outfit altogether. We'd be more ready, more prepared for it than the first time
yeah,
round. Um, I I kind of knew that at the time it was Bayo's last season, so
yeah,
it would have been a great way for him to bow out. Getting promoted to the Championship, he deserved that. Um, Also, like for like a personal one, the World Cup was around the corner, and I knew that if I got played in the Championship, I would have got called up to the Iran
yeah,
squad. England were in Iran's group and stuff, so that would have been great. So yeah, like that was definitely by far and away the lowest moment.
yeah. And obviously, we'll see if anyone else has got any more questions because I think that's literally all done for me. Um,
Yeah,
see,
if you can ask anything, any questions you got. I'm not in any sort of rush or anything, bro.
let me have a look on Instagram as well.
No problem, no problem.
Is it your rest day tomorrow then, or is it still?
No, no, no. We'll have
Yeah.
training tomorrow. We always train one day
Oh,
before a
okay. Right,
game
yeah.
for definite.
Let me have a look. Let's have a look. Hey, there's a question coming. What is Richard Keogh like around the dressing room?
Yeah, really good character because he's got years of
Mm.
experience. He's so good for not just the younger lads but the older lads as well because he's seen it all. He's seen it, done it all. So he's really really good to have around. Really nice guy as well.
Yeah, and another one's come through. How good is Freddie Potts?
Yeah, unbelievable talent. What is he? Is he only
I
19?
don't know
Potson.
actually. I don't know.
Some like it's crazy. Like that age to have that much talent. I kind of look at him with envy. I'm like, man, that's like you're cruising through League One games at that age.
Mm.
He's gonna have a great
Yeah,
career,
funny.
great
So yeah, he's
career.
had such a good career as well with West Ham as well, which is
Yeah, I
to
know,
get him
I
in as
know,
well is really happy as well.
I know.
Um,
Yeah, unbelievable player and great attitude as well. Really nice guy.
Someone has put in. Would he rather have feet or hands?
Feet or hands? Hands, hands,
Oh god,
more usable.
some of these questions. Um, how is it in the training ground at the moment? Obviously, because of results haven't gone our way, is it always positive in there? Like there,
I think there's enough experience in there to know
yeah,
that, like, to know what we've got. So the belief is has never like um started to fizzle away at
Yeah,
all. So and even when we've done really well, we've never like it's a bit cliche, but we've never got too high. So when we aren't doing so well, we make sure that we don't get too low, and we just stay focused on what we set out to do.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I would say like we don't delude ourselves and just brush it under the carpet and just be all sort of like happy and merry every single day. Um, we know like obviously the situation that we're currently in, and it actually motivates us to or yeah to do even more than we were doing
Yeah, what
before.
would you say your favourite thing in the training ground is?
Favorite
Yeah.
thing. Um, some people would probably answer that for me and be like, he loves the physio room, but um, I'd say probably everything.
Mm.
Like the facilities are really good, like the gym, the football pitches. Obviously, there's not like it's a training ground. There's not you haven't got like a cinema there
Yeah.
or um, whatnot. It's just you go there to work, and luckily, like it's a place that I actually love going into. So I'd say the full shebang. Really, I like all of it.
Yeah. Let me. Oh yeah. Let's get your thoughts on Brandon Hannon signing the new deal as well. Um.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy and delighted for him
Yeah.
because he was doing so well, and then unfortunately, like these things happen in football, you get these long injuries. Um, but now, he's got another year, so he's got something. Or I don't know how long he signed. By the way, I'm just guessing. He's got something there now for him to work towards and make sure that he comes back. Like I said earlier in the interview, in even better shape than he was before, and I know he will because he's got a great attitude, and he was just getting going, really, wasn't he, Brandon? Just came at such an unfortunate time for him.
Yeah. Someone has said, can you ask Taff if he'd rather have 10 shots in vodka revs or 10 shots in the hourglass?
I remember there was that a couple of seasons ago, that vicious rumor going around that I was in vodka revs, but that was just untrue. I don't even know what the hourglass is. Is that
It's
like
the place by Wycombe Stadium. It's a pub.
oh, okay, okay. Probably. I don't like vodka revs, and I've never been to the hourglass, so I'll just take a punt and say the hourglass, mate.
Yeah, someone has said, what does he think of Chris MD?
Yeah, really nice guy. So like a few months ago, I did a bit of I did YouTube video of him, and he just released it. I think 2 days ago or something like that, where you have to every time when he scores past a defender, he moves on to a better defender or whatever. And he was a top guy, man, top guy, like really humble, down to earth, just nice guy, like full of banter. Yeah, I really liked him.
And obviously, this is a message for Wycombe Way, and obviously, I just want to give a shout out to him because he does do amazing content and he makes charity matches happen. He says, "Do you fancy a run out in this year's fans charity match of in aid of the PKD charity?"
When is it?
I'll,
When will that
I'll
game
get him
be?
to reply, but yeah, honestly,
If it's in the off season,
yeah,
100%, it'll be good to like tick over and stay fit.
and oh,
Try and get a few YouTubers down or something.
so Tom the drummer has put, "What is your
Yeah.
favourite atmosphere with Wycombe so far this season or previous seasons?"
Say that again, mate.
What is
Sorry,
your
you broke up a
favourite
little bit there.
atmosphere with Wycombe so far this season or previous seasons?
Favorite atmosphere. You know what? There's actually been some really good ones, and I remember like there was a time when I was injured. I got in amongst the terrace, and I was like, "Wow, it actually goes off in
Mm,
here." And when you're sitting in other parts of the stadium, when as players we watch the game, we watch it from the stand, just behind the
yeah.
dugout. You don't actually realize that how intense it can get in the terrace, and I was really, really like kind of shocked at how bouncy it is in there. I think maybe like sometimes because of the way it's designed and the roof over the top of the
Mm,
terrace, you kind of maybe kind of get stuck in that little bubble where you're kind of it's like kind of separate to the rest of the stadium in some
yeah.
ways. But they like the atmosphere is
Yeah,
great. Like
honestly.
some games it really like
The,
gets onto the pitch and transcends through the players. To pick out a game,
I'm going with the
God,
MK at home in that first leg.
MK at
That
home.
was
Yeah,
packed and everything.
that was
It
rocking,
was.
mate. That was unbelievable. Like, I had my mates in the family stand, and they were like, "Mate, like your atmosphere at Wycombe's
Jumping
incredible." It was the
around.
first game they came to. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'd probably say the MK at home.
Yeah.
I know it's an easy go-to, but yeah, that one's definitely like sticks out in my mind.
Let me see if there's any more. Um, so this is a question from I don't know how you say his name, but what is the best away fans that you think we've had at? What's the best away fans that come to Wycombe, or the loudest?
Um, in recent like memory, do you know who weren't bad actually? Was like I don't know if it's because of a bit of a
Mm.
derby. Actually, do you know what? I better not say them. I was gonna say like when we played Redham recently, they were actually like
Oh,
quite
they
noisy.
were.
They weren't bad. I think maybe
Mm.
Sunderland. It's an easy one in it, but Sunderland are always they're like they just because they come in their numbers
Yeah.
and they're from up north and whatnot. I remember they had like a little bit. They didn't just have the away stand, but they had like a little bit of the
Mm.
side of one of the stands as well. When we played them, I think it was like 3-3. It finished
Oh,
maybe like
what?
a couple of
It
seasons
was
ago.
such a game.
That was a crazy
Yeah.
game. So yeah, they're like Sunderland fans are always like pretty good in it away from home.
So,
Um, but you know what? Our fans away at MK as well that was
it was
incredible. Don't you
class.
think?
It was honestly, I enjoyed it.
Incredible, mate. Yeah.
And plus, we didn't obviously because the parents were sporting advantage. But I don't think we could hear. I think you could hear us more than even the home fan.
Literally, mate. Literally.
And someone has put drum or no drum in the terrace. Can you hear the drum in the terrace? On the terrace.
Do you know what, mate? Like, if I'm being
Mm.
totally honest with you, when you're on a pitch, you kind of you don't pay much
Mm.
attention to like what's going on around you. But like my missus, like I remember she said to me before, like, you know, that drum, like it does really like help with the atmosphere, um, gets like the crowd going and whatnot. So just based off that, I'd probably say
Yeah.
drum. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
I would say drum as well because I feel like it builds the atmosphere for big games. So as we go back to the MK game, it was such a good atmosphere with the drum. He knows how to play it. He's just such a good drummer.
But I know, like a lot of people have had hadn't some people had like a problem with the drummer or
Yeah,
whatnot?
because he's now
Why is
because
that?
I think he's now got banned from the drums. I don't know if you. I can get him in here.
Oh, is
He's
he?
in here. And you can see.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people have said that.
So have we got the drum? Have we got the drummer at
So
games now or
we
not?
haven't got the actual drum. We've got someone else that's drumming at the moment because Wickham
Okay.
don't. I think it's banned or something to do with that. That don't want. He's here now, so he can tell you why.
Okay.
You alright, Tough?
You're right, mate. Yeah,
Yeah,
how's
not
things?
too bad. How are you?
Yeah. All good,
Good,
mate. All
good,
good.
good.
Nice to meet you
Yeah,
again.
it's so basically you're asking what happened. There was a lot of issues in and amongst the terrace a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um basically some of it I brought upon myself. But a
Yeah.
lot of it is due to there's a lot of people that are quite anti against it. They don't like the noise of it pretty much. Um,
Right.
I think I think it helps you guys to push on even further.
Yeah.
Um, at the times, for me, it was trying to drown out the away fans rather than
Yeah.
me trying to cause an issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
But from what I can say is, the louder we are, um,
Yeah.
the more chance we've got to win the game.
Yeah. And intimidating
And
the opposition and their
yeah,
fans and whatnot.
exactly. The it intimidates more the away fans because they'll think, bloody hell, this is like a fortress at Wycombe. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
because if you look at um, all these other teams that like in the other parts of the world, they can be quite intimidating.
Well, do you know what, mate? Like, I would say, like, Wickham is actually an intimidating place to come because, you know, when you hear and you speak to other managers and other players,
Mm,
they always say, like, oh, Wickham away is a tough game. Wickham
mm,
away is going to be tricky. Um, I remember like when unfortunately when we lost to Bolton a couple of weeks ago, or whatever, their manager came out and said like this was a really tough game on paper and delighted to get the win. And when teams win at Adams Park, they always say, like it's a really really hard, tricky place to
Mm.
come and pick up points. So yeah, 100%, mate,
Yeah,
hundred
so
percent.
it's just I'm hoping to try and get myself back on it at some point, but the away games,
Fair enough.
for some reason, like we're so much better away from home at the minute. Like
Right, right.
vocally, um, you look at
Yeah, do you know what? I think a lot of this is down to us as well, isn't it? We've got to start putting on performances for you fans to have something to cheer about. So it works in both ways, mate. And that's what we're focused on doing now. Turning it around and having a really good, um, well,
second half of the
second two
season.
thirds of the
Yeah,
season, if you like.
Well, yeah, Tom. Obviously, it's been good coming on, Tom, and obviously, yeah,
Thanks, Tom.
hopefully we can see you back on the drum soon, Tom. So I'll get you off and get you back on after 9 o'clock, Tom.
Cheers,
no
Tom, mate.
worries, buddy.
Cheers, Tom.
Uh,
Nice to meet
yeah,
you, mate. Top
I
man.
think you've had a picture of me like a couple of weeks back after the games.
I love it.
So
Oh, right. Top man,
yeah,
man. Top man. And pleasure to
yeah,
speak to
no
you.
worries, Ryan. I hope.
Oh, that cut out a bit early. My bad, Tom. Aaron White said, "Can you play an instrument?"
Can I play an instrument?
Yeah,
Believe it or not, so when I was back in school, it was mandatory for us to learn an instrument for the first year of
yeah,
being at school. So I had to learn the trombone. I gave it up. I gave it up after my first year, mate. I remember my mum came to watch me do like my grade 1 trombone exam, and I was an absolute shambles. I used to bring it back home and practice in the evenings, and she would like be shouting at me, Ryan, what have I told you about getting a trombone out when the neighbours are awake or the neighbours are asleep? Da, da, da. And yeah, but apart from that, mate, no, I'm not the most musical. My missus always says to me like, I've got no rhythm whatsoever.
yeah.
I try and avoid dancing at weddings and stuff. A bit, I'm a bit stiff in that way, mate. No, I wouldn't say.
Also, how long did it take for you in your youth career before a team picked you up?
Um, so do you know what, mate? When I was younger, I started to worry about that a
Yeah,
little bit because it got to the age of like 11, 12, and I was playing up a year, and I thought, like playing up a year, makes it harder to get scouted,
yeah,
obviously, because you're playing with the year above, and I thought it's not going to happen for me here. I need to go back down and play with my own age group to try and stand out a little bit. And luckily, I just had this one-off game where I had an absolute worldie. I was playing left back, I remember at the time. I think I scored like two from the halfway line on like an 11-a-side pitch, and then the Southampton scout and the Chelsea scout were like, "We want you to come down,
yeah,
have a trial." Went down to Southampton. I don't know why I chose Southampton over Chelsea when Southampton was an hour and a half away and Chelsea was just down the road in Cobham. I'm obviously from Surrey,
yeah,
so I said to Southampton I'd sign for them, stuck to my words, and then and yeah, so I kind of got lucky. You need a bit of luck, like I say to you,
yeah.
all the time, especially at that age.
Yeah, we're going to see if this person wants to come on and talk about the charity because
Yeah, no
very
problem.
good cause as well. Uh,
Yeah, no problem at all.
let's see if we can get him on. Is Richard Keough a close friend of yours?
Yeah. I'll say I'm close with Keezy.
Okay.
We call him Keezy. Top guy.
Let's see. Because I know he's live. Let me see. V request one. Right, we'll see if he'll come on. But yeah, as I said, Taff, thank you for coming on as well. To getting this done.
No, mate, it's totally fine. It's long overdue, like I said. And if you want me to try and get any of the other lads on, just let me
Yeah, we
know.
are trying to get
I,
a
I,
few done soon, hopefully.
I'll have a word with them. I think it'll be easier for lads to come on, when we start picking up
Exactly, yeah.
results and stuff.
Um, right. Well, I don't know if John, you want to come on because I know you're with the Wycombe way, so I don't know if you want to come on and say about it. Here he is.
All right, sweet.
Evening, boys.
Hello, mate.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you,
Yeah,
mate. You're
we
right,
can hear
mate.
How you doing, Taff? You all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good, man.
So I think Harrison's asked me to explain the charity event, and we did it last year in, I think it was May, middle of May. We had 44 Wycombe fans come down to Adams Park to play a big 90-minute match for charity. We raised just over
Nice.
£1,500 for charity, PKD charity, which is a
That's
kidney
amazing,
disease
mate.
that me and the family suffer from. This year we're aiming to
Brilliant.
go bigger and better, get some ex-players down and current players down. I'm still an awful lot in the works. But if you're interested in
Yeah,
coming down and helping out, supporting, or even getting on the pitch, let me know, because the aim is to go bigger and better than last year, and that was a blast.
100%, mate. I'm just looking up this polycystic kidney disease now. It sounds
Yeah,
kind of
no,
bad.
my
I'm
mum
sorry
has
about
that as
that. And
well. So
yeah,
Yeah,
um,
it's one that I suffer from personally. My mum's got
right.
it, granddads have had it way down the line. So
Yeah.
every opportunity I can, I'm trying to raise money for research
No,
and
that's amazing, mate. That's
um,
amazing.
and find life
Yeah, so
saving research.
100%, 100%, I'll be up for that. Obviously donate some money myself and whatever, and try and get the boys on it as well. When is the game?
It's in the works, but last year when the club announced the
Yeah,
fans could come on and rent the pitch for a game, we had a big hiccup. Like I said, there were 44 fans. We had a lot of people come down and watch the game as well.
that's
Yeah, we had
impressive.
a really good time as well.
Yeah, I think like especially if you get a few of the lads to be involved. I don't know if it'd be possible. It would only be possible in the off season to get lads involved. Like contractually and stuff. Um, but like get the likes of Akinfenwa down or
mm,
whatever, and then you get more fans coming down, raise more money. I think that would be really good, mate. Yeah, so I'm definitely like any way I can help. Just let me know, and I'll make anything happen that I can.
Cheers, mate. Top man. Like I said, the aim is to
That's
go bigger and better than last year. Ex-players, current players.
100%. Yeah,
Although I know you lot have got
yeah.
to be careful of injuries in the off season, so no slide tackles allowed, I think.
Yeah, especially me, mate, with my track record. But we'll make it happen in the off season. Lads will definitely be up for it, and they'll use it as an opportunity to like kick a ball again and get a little bit of fitness in, mate. I suppose.
Oh, thank you, mate. I mean, yeah, honestly, it means the world. And like I say, as I start working on it, I'll announce more plans. And Harrison, well done to you as well. I
yeah,
know,
cheers, mate.
like you say, a lot of people have been waiting for this. So, full credit to you for
All right.
making it happen as well, mate.
Yeah, I appreciate it, mate, and obviously hope this charity event can get on, and I'll get involved as well.
All right.
Yeah, top man, and just reach out to me about the charity, mate. Whenever things start to develop, and we'll start lining a few things up for it.
I will do. Cheers, boys. Thanks very
Cheers, mate.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, mate.
Later.
Appreciate that,
Bye
top
bye.
man. Nice to meet you.
Thank you,
Bye,
boys.
mate.
Cheers,
Bye.
Taff. Cheers, Harrison.
So,
Yeah, so as you see, it goes to a very good cause, and I think what he's
that's amazing.
doing. See if we've got any more questions. So you do FPL, don't you, Taff?
Mate, I'm
Who's
flying.
your captain for the FPL this week? Someone's asked.
Right, so do you know we've got a fantasy league for Wycombe. There's currently 22 of us in the league.
Yeah.
At the minute, I'm top
Wow.
with 967 points. Killian Phillips second, 933. So this year I've got off to a flying start. I haven't picked my team for this weekend yet.
Yeah.
Like I know I've seen Haaland's a doubt, and I've seen
Oh,
rumours
mate,
that
you
his
know what?
dad's cut.
I put Haaland as captain for Luton. He didn't bloody even play.
Yeah, same. I think everyone did, mate. I think everyone did. I don't know because I'm looking at my team right now, and it looks a bit butchered. Haaland's like a doubt. Anthony Gordon, it says he's a doubt. Bruno Fernandes is suspended, I think. So I don't know. I've got a few changes to make here,
Yeah.
mate. I normally do it last minute on the Friday night or 2 hours before the deadline. When
Obviously.
is when is the game playing tomorrow?
God.
Oh, tomorrow. But I need to have a look at it.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the deadline, 6:30.
Jesus.
I'll get on that, mate. I'll let you know.
I've got this question now. Obviously, it's been a topic going around. Killian Phillips, when he obviously was against Oxford in the 1 minute, was it the 1 minute silent? What
Yeah,
was your?
yeah.
Can you give us your thoughts on it? Obviously, I know there's been a lot going around about it. If you can.
Yeah, mate. I just think each to their own.
Mm,
Like, and if that's how KP feels, and that's just more than fair enough.
yeah.
Fine with me. Like, everyone's got their own beliefs on things,
Yeah.
haven't they? So So yeah.
Obviously, I love his passion for the club as well. I'd love to see him here longer, honestly.
Yeah, I know, mate.
He
A great lad as
is.
well. Great lad. Such a nice guy. Hard working, humble. Always stays late. Does gym.
Jesus.
Does his extras. And
Do you stay late and do the gym as well?
what's
Do
that,
you
mate?
stay late as well and do the gym?
Yeah. I've always been one that does extras and stuff. So
So we got some final questions in before we go.
you going to Derby this
Do you
weekend?
know what? I would make the travel up, but it's just longer from where I am as well. Because I'm from near MK, so
Okay,
you know
yeah,
I'm
fair
gonna
enough.
be the next game. I think I'm gonna be at is I think Port Vale.
You know, if you don't go to away games, are you able to watch them
Yeah, I
online?
watch them. Yeah, I watch them. Yeah,
You're able to
yeah,
get a VPN or whatever, and yeah.
yeah. But yeah, next game.
You can't watch them if you're in the country, right?
Huh?
If you're technically like in England, you're not allowed to watch them, or you can't. There's no way of watching them if you don't
Oh,
use
there
a
is a way.
VPN. Is
They
there?
Wycombe do the TV, Wycombe TV.
Is that for Saturday games as well?
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Wow,
For some
I
Saturday,
didn't
obviously the FA
realise.
Cup game couldn't be done because apparently with some rule as well.
Right. Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm trying to see. Yeah, I've been to more than enough games this season so far. I was surprised.
Brilliant.
Um, I've got a question. What's your go-to meal on a match day?
Sea bass and rice.
Okay, sea bass.
Yeah, on a match day.
Do you know what, after home games, some of the meals that the players walk out with look nice.
Yeah, so we get. I don't know if we get them delivered
Yeah.
or if a chef makes them for us, but they're just like high protein, high carb, healthy meals. Try and help us refuel as quickly as possible.
Mm,
But they are nice, yeah. They're normally like wraps or like chicken and rice. Um, but yeah, they're actually really nice.
yeah.
And it's good because after a game, it can be tempting. Just like you feel kind of knackered and exhausted, and you can't be bothered to cook or whatever. So it's very tempting to just get like a takeaway or something. But
Yeah. Yeah. I
it's
saw.
beneficial for
I
us.
saw. Who did I see come out with like 3 or 4? What was it? I think it was. Oh, I'm trying to think because one of them came out after the Wrexham game
Yeah.
with like 3 or 4 of them. Yeah,
Oh,
Joe
really?
Low. Joe Low. That was it. But obviously he said they
Lowy
weren't
can
for.
eat so much. Lowy loves his food. You know that is so funny that you said Joe Low. I'm going to tell him that
You know what
tomorrow.
though? He said
I've
he said to me it wasn't all for him, so I'm believing him.
yeah, you should have said good on Lowy. I can see straight through you, mate.
But obviously, tough. I think that's it from me. Unless you've got anything to say to the Wickham fans that want to.
Nah, just honestly, like, I appreciate everyone's support since I've been at the club, and I'm just gutted that we haven't had like the season up until now that you would have hoped for. But we are going to turn it around because we've got such a good group of lads, and we're obviously being spearheaded by such a really good manager in Matt Bloomfield and a really good number 2. So it's only a matter of time before things start going our way. Um, I, I can almost promise you that because I'm at the training ground every day and I see what's going on. And yeah, we work so hard, so it's only inevitable.
Yeah, well, obviously, tough. I really appreciate you coming on as well, giving your time.
Thanks, mate.
And
Yeah, anytime, mate. Anytime. And if you want me to have a word of any of the other lads
yeah,
and
I'll
try and get
message
them
you
on, just
someone
let
that
me know.
there is a name that I have got in mind.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But yeah, I'll give you a message after this. Obviously, thank you again, and yeah,
Yeah, no problem. It's been a pleasure, mate. I really enjoyed it.
and yeah, all right, in a bit, mate.
Top man, mate. Thank you,
No
mate. I'll
problem.
speak to you soon, yeah.
You
Bye,
too.
man. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.
Right, I don't know if anyone wants to come on now, and speak about this. Tom, do you want to come on, mate? Let's get Tom on. And if anyone wants to come on now, as I said, thank you for watching. I wasn't feeling well, but I had to get this done, so. Don't know if Tom. If anyone wants to join, get Dan in here as well. Yeah,
Boy,
mate.
how are we?
I'm good, you?
Yeah, not bad, bro.
Good. We'll get Scott in here as well.
That was a decent little chat, wasn't it?
Mm,
He's down to earth, and
he is. Scott, you are in here, mate.
Don't get many like that, do you?
You see, get Tom in here as well, so I have to say.
Get
But I
old
think
Charlie Goff on here. I can see him posing.
Oh yeah, I've got him. I just invited him as well. But yeah, I think that is very good. Oh. Yeah, I've got someone else in mind now who I want to get in, and I think if I can, then it would really be good.
What you thinking, Jolo?
No, I'm thinking someone a bit bigger than that. I'm going to try and get Akinfenwa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I think we could, but as I said, I don't know. Depends what Taff can do. I don't know.
Or McCleary.
Yeah, but yeah. What was your thoughts on that though?
Yeah, good. Yeah. He I don't think he wanted to release much, did he? Because obviously he was talking about Hanlon and
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah,
and then he was like, he signed a year deal, and he was like, oh no, I don't actually know how many years, but
yeah.
I could try and get Alex Patterson on the chat with you. You remember him?
Yeah, as anyone we can, to be honest. I think.
I speak to him quite a bit still.
Yeah, but I think if no one else wants to join, I think we'll have to end it here. But I think it's been a good hour of this.
Yeah.
My dinner's been done for an hour, but we move from that. But I think I'm going to end it here. But obviously, as I said, Dan, thank you for joining as well. Thank you for everyone joining. And obviously, thank you for Wycombe Way for coming on and saying it about, because I don't want to say anything wrong. I don't know if Scotty's got something to say before I go off.
We will get Charlie Goff on Monday, won't we?
You right, mate, Scott?
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, you.
Charlie Goff.
Did you have anything to add,
I
Scott?
was just going to ask Ryan a question, but he's left. I'm a posh fan. So
Oh, sorry, mate.
no, that's all
Honestly,
right, mate. I'm a posh fan.
I first thought,
I like listening to a few of League One Spaces teams, mate.
yeah.
Just like I said, I'm shocked about how you boys have got on so far this year. To be quite honest with you, like I was expecting you to sort of be around the top 8 with us. Like obviously, I think we're overachieving at the minute with the young team we've got, but
Oh, you are. You're doing very good.
well, we've picked up from when we played at our place. We drew 0-0, didn't we? And
yeah.
This is Peterborough fan.
Yes, mate.
Yeah, flying.
Well,
Yeah,
it's just the front four, mate. Just the pace we've got at the minute. It's just unreal. Like teams are just struggling to cope with it. But I'm just surprised about you boys. Like I couldn't see you being 15th if I, come the start of the season. But just shocked.
Yeah.
Well, what's it? Where's it gone wrong for you, lot? Because your squad,
don't know.
your squad.
Everywhere, mate. Everywhere.
Like you've got like Taffers and you've got Keogh, like you've got Joe Lowe, like your defence, like you've got a big back four, haven't you? Like big back three.
Yeah.
The
I just
problem.
don't think it helps as well with the injuries that we've got. But that can be we can't just take out on injuries. We have to admit we haven't been playing well, and I think it's going to change soon once we get players back in.
There's a lot of
We've
experience there, but it just seemed to have not gone.
scored 1 goal in our last 5 games, and we've just got Vokesy back. He's not been in great goal scoring form this season. When all the Wycombe fans know, Wycombe haven't had an out and out striker for a couple of years now. You got Sam Vokes that scored over 20 goals in League One a couple of years ago.
Question for you is: we've got Clark Harris who's going to be going in January. Would you not be interested in taking him for
No,
300 grand?
I
It's
think he's going
money.
to Bristol Rovers.
I don't know if that's been agreed now in January.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
there's rumours with Rotherham because we want to keep Peter Chiasso and Rotherham potentially want him back and trying to offload him as part of a deal. But no,
Don't you want to get in a former Wycombe player as well? I think. Oh, he's at Wimbledon. I can't remember his name.
yeah, is it Al Hamadi or someone?
Yeah, you want to
Yeah,
get him, don't you? Yeah.
yeah, but that's like over £1 million. We ain't got that money.
Yeah.
No chance, mate. Unless Ronnie Edwards is going to go to a Prem side, and we're going to get, we're still trying to hold out for big cash for him. But
I'll give you a fun fact. When you played us last season, I can't remember what the score was. I'm one of the stewards at Abbott Park, and I was stood near the away end. I think it was in the cup actually. I think we played Peterborough in the cup, and I was talking to a man, and it turned out to be Ronnie Edwards' dad.
yeah,
And his dad is also his agent, and
he's not now. He's got a new agent.
But he'd said at the time they had rejected deals from Aston Villa, Tottenham, Chelsea, and I can't remember the other team who it was now, because he wanted to sort of get the captaincy at Peterborough and then sort of work his way forwards.
Yeah, so with he's just got a new agent. He's got a Premier League agent now, but like West Ham did come in for him,
Yeah,
and was close to the valuation of what we wanted. And then on the his agent has said, "Oh, they're going to come in tomorrow with an offer close to the valuation of what you want." And then the next day they come in with like the most stupidest offer, and apparently our owner just put the phone down and said, "Piss off."
yeah,
Swansea did come in as well, but got rejected. I think it was like 4.5 million, but we're holding out for. I know it's a stupid amount, but I think they want close to 10 million. I know it's a lot for a League One player, but I think it's because Barnet have got a 50% sell-on clause. So whatever we get, they get half.
and he is the second best, or one of the second. Is he in England under 21 centre
I,
back? Does he play?
I'll tell you what, mate. I'm not saying because he's a Peterborough player, but he is very good, very good.
He plays for England, doesn't he? And he's in the League One
Yeah,
team.
he's a
So.
captain as well. He's a very, very good player. We'll be disappointed to lose him. If we could keep him on loan with a loan back, that'd be grateful for the playoff push. But yeah, no, just you boys. I'm just shocked how your season's gone so far.
It was very over expectant as to what Wycombe were expected to have. We started the season off, I think it was 2-3-0 defeats, one at home and one away. And then sort of we had a couple of good wins against Fleetwood, Bristol Rovers, for example, Leyton Orient. And then it's all gone downhill since. I think it's 6 league games without a win now, or 6 league games since our last win. And then we haven't scored we scored 1 in the last 5.
What's like the crowd vibes like with Bloomfield? Is it
Oh mate,
still positive or
we get 2,000 fans at a home game on a Saturday afternoon.
right?
It's embarrassing.
So if he was to go, would you take Ainsworth back?
I don't know. Is it?
No,
No, I don't think so.
No.
No.
we need someone new at the club with new ambitions and everything. I just don't think
I
we
don't.
can't keep going.
I don't know. I'll take Tony Mowbray because a lot of the Sunderland fans have said, "Why has he sort of been sacked?" But he's good at sort of getting the results now rather than sort of working with the younger players for the future. He's sort of very now coach, if you know what I mean. So I don't know who Wycombe would go for, who could they afford, but
Don't go for Mark Bonner, whatever.
well, yeah, it'd probably be
Yeah,
Joe.
lads, I think we're going to end it here because I need to get some food now. But obviously, Scotty, thanks for coming. Sorry about that, mate.
Thanks for getting us on. Much appreciated.
Yeah, I appreciate you speaking, Scotty, and obviously, same to you as well, Dan.
Yeah, nice one. We'll get Joey Barton. Yeah, we'll get Joey Barton on.
Just no way. But yeah, appreciate you, mate, coming on, and obviously keep up your good work, Stuart, mate.
Yeah, nice one. Thank you very much, Stu.
No problem, mate. And obviously, thank you for Wycombe Wage for covering this as well. We're jumping your live now because I've got nothing to do. But yeah, I appreciate everyone. Oh, he's ended now. He's ended it already now. I was going to jump in, but yeah, thank you for everyone joining. Wycombe Way coming on, giving your thoughts on. I mean, giving the